Hey guys, Jared with Trout and Fly Fishing, and today we're going to be tying like a nouveau classic fly. We're going to tie the Frenchie. I'm going to tie it on a jig hook, and I'm going to tie it slightly subdued. So it's going to have a hot spot, but it's not going to really pop out and scream at you. And we're going to get started right now. So in the vise today, I have an Umpqua Competition C450 barbless jig hook, and I have it in a size 14. For a bead, I have Hairline's modeled tactical slotted tungsten bead. It's 3.3 millimeters or 1/8 inch. Just a quick tip with these beads, they do have a slot, and you can see this is not where I want my bead. Just kind of move your bead a little bit, and you'll see you want it to kind of hang down here. So to seat this bead, I like to add a tiny bit of lead. This is 0.015. I'm just going to make a couple of wraps, maybe 5 or 6 or so. And all this is going to do is get my bead in the right position and then push up against it, and it's going to make sure it stays there. I'm just going to come in here and wrap this around. This hook is really small, so I can't get my fingers in there, but there we go. Again, I'm going to make sure this is in the correct position and push up against that. And then when I grab my thread here, I'm going to create a slight dam behind this lead and make sure it doesn't go anywhere. So for my tail, I just have some coq de leon in a dark speckled. I'm going to grab about maybe 4 or 5 fibers, just a small little chunk, and I'm going to measure this against my hook shank. You can vary up the length of the tail a tiny bit, but I like it about a hook shank's length. So right there, I'm going to trim it so I don't have butts hanging over my eye when I tie this in. So I'm just going to come in here, my side of the hook, roll it around, check my length again, it looks good, come back and fully tie this down. There it is. So you'll notice too, I'm going to tie my materials in and bring them all the way up the hook shank. It's just going to help me create taper and a little bit of bulk, kind of a torpedo shape here, if you will. So I have some brassy wire and copper. This is what I'm going to use to rib this fly. I like to kind of tie this in by sticking it in at this little slot here so it doesn't move when I tie it in, and then as I do that, I bring it back. I'm going to bring it back to the near side of the hook. This is going to help when I wrap my body. Make sure you bring it back all the way. Again, all the way up. And then I'm going to grab for a body material. My preference for a body material is pheasant tail. And I have a really nice long tail here with good long fibers. Pull the tips out so they're even. And then I'm just going to trim the very tips off because they're very fragile. And I get a nice square tie-in point here. Let's cover those up, bring this back. And again, I'm keeping it top to my side of the shank. Okay, I'm going to leave my thread right behind the bead. So be careful when you wrap these. One, that you don't hit the hook point, which I tend to do. And two, they're fragile, so don't pull too hard. We're going to rib this, so it should add some durability. I'm just keeping these flat and even. I'm going to sneak one more wrap in there. Tie them off. Cut them close. I'm going to cover those butts up. And now I'm going to grab my ribbing material and just throw a quick rib in here. Nice open turns. Don't count the turns, it doesn't matter. Just get them on there. So I like to take 2 wraps over, 1 in front, or 2 in front, and then back. I'm going to bring my bobbin up to stabilize this while I helicopter this off. And there it is. So the next material I'm going to tie in is going to be my Hotspot. And for a Hotspot, I have some ice dub in orange. So I'm just going to grab a very tiny, tiny bit. Basically, how you can tie these and improve your fly a little bit is just to tie with less of a hotspot it shouldn't be like a major thorax. It should just be a trigger point. So basically, the less material here, the better, to an extent. Make sure this is very, very tight on here. Ice dub can be difficult to dub. Cover that up. That looks pretty good to me. Nice and tight. So I'm going to whip finish right behind my bead. And then break that off. So to finish this off, I just have some water-based head cement. It's Loon. I'm just going to come in here and get a quick dab on it. Guys, we are giving this fly away. If you comment below, let us know what you think of the fly, how we can improve our tying videos, or what we should tie next, and we'll choose somebody from the comments. That's pretty much it, guys. That's the Frenchie in a subdue version. Very effective, easy pattern. Make sure you hit subscribe, hit the bell notification so you're notified of all of our future fly tying videos, and we'll see you next time.